Up next here on NEC Women's Basketball on the Run, it is time for our Commitment to Success Spotlight, brought to you by Provident Bank. Commitment you could count on. Joining us today from the Chicago State Cougars, it's sophomore guard Keona McGee. Keona, welcome to the Spotlight.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so great to have you here for the first time. Chicago State won 3 out of the last 5. Currently 3-5 in conference play. The halfway point of conference season is on Thursday, so it's right around the corner. And the Cougars are 2 games out of a top 4 spot in the NEC standings. So right now, Keona, as we head to the halfway point of conference play, what do you like best about your team? What's going well so far for the Cougars?
I feel like what's going well for our team this year is just everybody can score the ball on our team. So it's like just trusting each other and each other instincts and just playing off of each other energy. I feel like we just got to continue on building on that and just playing hard. That's all I can say.
Now, you were part of the team last year, a little bit of a different role, which we'll talk about, but you were part of last year 1 in the NEC, and now here we are in year 2. So what have you seen as the biggest difference from last year's team to this year's team?
I feel like last year's team, we was heavily dependent on 2 people to score the ball majority of the time. But I feel like this year's team is more diverse. You can give the ball to anybody at any moment, and they could just go get a bucket or just make the correct play that we need in that moment of time.
Now, last year, Chicago State ended up in the semifinals against FDU, where the winner would go to the NCAA tournament. So big game, high stakes. As we get to the second half of conference play coming up, and hopefully you're going to be playing in a lot of big games with high stakes, how can that experience kind of help you and all the other teammates of yours that were a part of that last year?
That experience can help us. It most definitely didn't go our way last year, so that just made us like become more hungry and just give us like a peek into like where we could be at in the future. So I'll just say like just taking that experience and just not wanting to feel like that again to just keep our energy high for this upcoming games and playoffs.
Cougars definitely motivated here going forward. Now, I know talking with Coach before the season started, she said one of the big differences going to this year was the travel, that we're kind of used to the travel, figured out a lot of things last year logistic-wise. So, when you guys go like out to Pennsylvania or any of these big road trips, have you guys come up with the routine? Is that gotten comfortable with all the travel that you guys have to do?
Yeah, I feel like all of us is pretty used to it. Just like the early morning flights or just like the bus rides, like we kind of use that time to even like do scout and stuff like that. So it's just like we really take in like those moments and we like don't let no time go to waste.
There you go. Now, as we mentioned earlier, kind of hinted on it, you've seen your role increase big time here this year. So how did you prepare for all the minutes, the scoring, and all the new requirements that you have with your new role here in 2026?
I just really had to just stay down, like just stay humble. Like I know it kind of sounds cliche, but like I really just had to work hard. Like when the spotlights was off, like you just got to keep working hard, just keep pushing mentally, just like trusting my coaches and like the critiques that they give me, and just really implement that into my game to prepare myself.
Well, it seems like all those critiques, all those work paid off. Here we are, co-player of the week last week with back-to-back 20-point games. So what were your keys to success for you individually against St. Francis and Mercyhurst in those 2 big games?
Just trusting myself and my instincts, just like always being the aggressor. My coach always say like always be the hunter and not the one getting hunted. Like just be on go every time I get the ball. Just having that mentality that no one can stop me. So just continue to just be aggressive.
Is that mentality something that you're kind of getting more and more comfortable with as time goes on?
Yes, because like you said, like I am in a different role this year. So it's just like it was kind of unexpected and I did have to do a little bit more adjustment like during preseason to prepare me for like these moments in conference.
There you go. So for everyone watching, the work that you put in when nobody's watching pays off when the spotlight's on.
Yeah.
So Keona, let's go into your background a little bit so we can kind of get to know you. How was it? When was it that you kind of fell in love with the game of basketball and you knew that this was the game for you as opposed to all the other sports?
So like fun fact, basketball wasn't my first love. I really wanted to be a dancer, like a theater kid. So like my adjustment really happened like 4th, 5th grade. my basketball team just needed like a few couple of players, and I was just like short. And then I started seeing myself getting better, and I'm like, oh, I can actually be kind of good at this. So that's why I just started falling in love with the game because I just started to see my progress and like just all the bonds I was building through the sport of basketball.
There you go. Now, how did your journey and all that kind of lead you to Chicago State? How did you find it? How did you know that this was the right fit, the right place for you?
I knew this was the right fit with me. I committed here like late senior year of high school. I knew it was for me because I just knew like the playing style was exactly where I needed to be. I could see myself playing with this team and just like the coaches, it was a family environment that I could just implement myself into and just it was just like another home.
Now, speaking of family, you're from the Midwest, Milwaukee. So, have family been able to come and see you play quite often?
Yes, they do come like they near every home game.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Now let's talk about the games coming up this weekend. Last week you had games against St. Francis, Mercyhurst, and this week you have games against St. Francis and
Yeah.
Mercyhurst. So what's that preparation like when you have like a scheduling quirk like that, a quick turnaround against the same teams that you just play? I would assume that makes the preparation a little bit easier, right?
Yeah, to a certain extent, it does make it a little bit more easier, but we do have to stay focused because they're just as focused as us. Like
Sure.
we just played them, so it's just like we just gotta continue on building on the good things and just correcting our mistakes from the previous two games against them.
So what are the keys to success for the Cougars to have a successful weekend coming up?
I would say being the aggressor, communicating, and just everybody just working together. I feel like when the Cougars like work together, that's when you see most of our success.
All right, we look forward to seeing that on the court. But before we get you out here, Keona, we have the final five questions. These are rapid fire, so first thing that comes to your mind, just let it out, all right?
Okay.
All right, favorite color?
Blue.
Okay. Favorite snack or junk food?
Oh, that's a tough one. I hope my coach don't get mad at me for this, but hey, I say a good little honey bun here and there.
Okay, can't go wrong. Favorite karaoke song?
I would say recently it's a song called 20s by Jivion.
Now, I heard you do have some singing talent, so you could slay that song when you get up there.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay,
my
all right.
yeah.
Super Bowl 60, Seattle Seahawks or New England Patriots?
I hope I don't get no hate for this, but I don't really watch football, so I'm gonna say the Seattle Hawks.
Okay, all right.
Just go with them.
And the fifth and final question, what is the key for Chicago State to win it all in March and be cutting down the nets in 2026?
I would say continue to trust each other, be confident, and just playing hard. Just play basketball.
And we look forward to seeing it all develop. Keona, thank you so much for joining us here. A pleasure chatting with you, and best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you again.
You can catch Keona and the Cougars Thursday night, 7, 6 Central at St. Francis, and Saturday afternoon at 1 Eastern, noon Central at Mercyhurst on NEC Front Row. You can check out the full episode of the NEC Women's Basketball on the Run podcast. It's available now wherever you get your podcasts. This has been the Commitment to Success Spotlight, and it's been brought to you by Provident Bank. Commitment you can count on.